Katy Perry jumped out of the aircraft and kissed the ground in a painfully cringe moment that has been roasted online.
I'm much better now that the ladies are back from space.
What were they up there, 10 minutes?
Feel really connected to that strong, divine feminine right now.
What are you guys gonna do up in space? What are you doing up there? A space mission this morning. That's end time shit. Like, this is beyond Perry.
Take a listen to the female commentators as this nipple-shaped rocket ship was about to take off.
This rocket feels like it is alive. It feels like it is a living, breathing, hissing thing, right?
Look at us, we're very wealthy. Don't we look great? Admire us.
This is all for the benefit of Earth.
You care about Mother Earth, and it's about Mother Earth, and you're going up in a spaceship that is built and paid for by a company that's single-handedly destroying the planet.
She essentially took a roller coaster ride.
Well, it was very profound. I don't know if you've seen Katy Perry talk about it, but she's basically a guru now. Let's not minimize this. Let's celebrate female astronauts.
That's the other thing. There has been female astronauts.
Let's not minimize this.
To me, it's such a reminder about how we need to do better, be better.
It's so much money to go to space.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
and there's a lot of people who can't even afford eggs.
I thought it was condescending. It was belittling to women.
What did they do?
But if Katy Perry started singing and I was trapped in the vacuum of space, you better believe I'd find a way to end it.
That was one small step for womankind, one giant leap backwards for mankind.
Lots of other people in the media were embarrassing themselves during this ordeal. Oprah Winfrey actually wept as she watched the all-female team launch into space.
The 11-minute space flight that was touted as some kind of divine feminine gift to humanity.
Remember when being an astronaut meant years of rigorous training, scientific expertise, and risking your life to expand human knowledge? Well, forget all that. Apparently, all you need now is a famous face, a billionaire boyfriend, and 10 minutes to spare. The recent Blue Origin all-female spaceflight featuring Katy Perry, Gayle King, and others has sparked a firestorm of criticism. And surprisingly, much of it is coming from fellow celebrities.
Prior to going up, you said that you needed to go to space to heal. I know you're only a few minutes removed from this.
I feel super connected to love.
Goodness. I will never be the same.
In what Blue Origin called a historic mission, 6 women including pop star Katy Perry, TV personality Gayle King, and Jeff Bezos' fiancée Lauren Sanchez took a brief suborbital trip aboard a Blue Origin spacecraft. The journey lasted approximately 10 minutes from launch to landing, with just a few minutes of actual weightlessness. Upon return, the women described the experience as life-changing, revolutionary, and even suggested they had made history for womankind. Perry emerged from the capsule clutching a daisy flower, symbolizing her daughter.
Last second, they added me to space. I'm bringing this. It was in my bag, and I was like on the subway, and I got the text, and they were like, "Do you want to go to space?"
And dramatically kissed the ground like she'd returned from a years-long mission to Mars rather than a brief hop above the atmosphere.
Katy Perry held a flower. Supposedly she sang.
Katy sang, "What a Wonderful World."
She did?
Isn't that nice?
Oh, come on.
She sang, "What a wonderful world."
Had I been one of the chosen few revolutionary women, I probably would have just jumped out and let the void of space either suck me in and destroy me, or just begun my descent to Earth at terminal velocity and probably caught fire on the way down. You know, either way, there are many options.
The singer claimed she brought the flower because I have so much love for my daughter Daisy, and I have so much love for Mother Earth.
There, it's dark. It's like death.
And I'm so proud of us. I really am proud of me.
Flowers for me. I brought a daisy because I have so much love for my daughter Daisy, and I have so much love for Mother Earth.
If I can do this, I was telling these guys, I might even now get my ears pierced. I've never gotten my ears pierced because that hurts.
I hope they can see the unity that we modeled and replicate that and understand that we weren't just taking up space, we were making space.
Meanwhile, Gayle King became visibly upset when anyone referred to their journey as a ride, insisting, "Please don't call it a ride. That is not a freaking ride. Whenever a man goes up, no one called that a ride. It was called a flight. It was called a journey." She further claimed their mission was inspiring women and young girls, and that there was nothing frivolous about what we did.
Please don't call it a ride. That is not a friggin' ride. Whenever a man goes up, no one called that a
You're Alan
ride.
Shepard.
It was called a flight. It was called a journey, because a ride implies that it's something frivolous or something that's lighthearted. There was nothing frivolous about what we did. What it's doing to inspire other women and young girls, please don't ignore that.
In an unusual turn of events, fellow celebrities didn't hesitate to call out what many viewed as over-the-top posturing. Olivia Wilde reposted an image of Katy Perry kissing the ground with a mocking caption, suggesting Perry was acting like she got back from Apollo 13 rather than a brief tourist trip.
She was acting like she got back from Apollo 13.
Comedian Amy Schumer joined the mockery with a satirical post claiming she was added to the crew last second, posting a photo with a random object she claimed to have brought along. The joke highlighted the seemingly arbitrary and privileged nature of the mission. Perhaps most scathing was Martha Stewart's subtle dig. The lifestyle mogul shared a throwback video of herself experiencing zero gravity on a specialized aircraft, accompanied by Katy Perry lyrics. Her post effectively communicated, "Been there, done that," without the excessive fanfare.
Space mission this morning. That's end time shit. Like, this is beyond parody. For what was the marketing there? And then to try to make it like, I'm disgusted, literally.
The controversy deepened when the women referred to themselves as astronauts, a title traditionally reserved for highly trained professionals who undergo years of preparation and contribute to scientific missions. Critics pointed out that the Blue Origin passengers received just 2 days of preparation, which reportedly consisted mainly of practicing how to get into and out of the New Shepard capsule and buckling seatbelts. The capsule itself was remotely controlled, meaning the passengers had no operational responsibilities whatsoever. As one critic put it, "The reason Katy Perry is not technically an astronaut right now is because none of the people in this capsule could actually operate anything. It was all being remotely controlled."
The reason that Katy Perry is not technically an astronaut right now is because none of the people in this capsule could actually operate anything. It was all being remotely controlled. So it was cool. They took a very, very expensive, very, very cool roller coaster ride.
This stands in stark contrast to actual astronauts like Alan Shepard, whom Lauren Sanchez oddly referenced, claiming they had duplicated the trajectory of Alan Shepard's flight. Critics were quick to point out the false equivalence between Shepard's pioneering 1961 mission as the first American in space and their tourist excursion 6 decades later. Perhaps the most criticized aspect of the mission was its messaging. The women repeatedly claimed they were breaking barriers and inspiring females worldwide, with their slogan being, "Take up space." Lauren Sanchez was filmed shouting "Girl Power" while floating in zero gravity, and the group called themselves the Taking Up Space Crew.
Right, Gayle?
We are the Taking Up Space crew. There's 6 of us, all women. It's a historical flight to space because it's the first time that all women have been in space.
This messaging struck many as tone-deaf, with critics pointing out that the only qualification for joining this historic flight was wealth or connections to Jeff Bezos. As one commentator put it, "Now we're supposed to celebrate her crossing new barriers for women?" Meaning boinking a billionaire and getting a free ticket to space for 11 minutes. The women claim to have received messages from inspired girls saying, "Because you did it, it makes me think I can do it too." Critics countered this narrative by pointing out, "You know how I know that didn't happen? Because it's not something they could do because they're not friends with Jeff Bezos." Social media had an absolute field day with the mission. Users compared the experience to theme park rides, with one joking, "That's like me calling myself the flight crew because I went on Soarin' at Epcot at Disney World." Another quipped, "Did you know I'm also a paranormal investigator because I've been on the Haunted Mansion at Disney World approximately 6 times?"
It's space tourism. The fact that they're trying to sell it as some revolutionary thing is fucking hilarious. Yeah, first all-female flight crew. It's not a flight crew. That's like I'm calling myself the flight crew because I went on Soarin' at Epcot at Disney World. Did you know I'm also a paranormal investigator because I've been on the Haunted Mansion at Disney World approximately 6 times?
Others pointed out the disconnect between the mission's supposed empowerment message and the reality of everyday struggles. It's so much money to go to space. There's a lot of people who can't even afford eggs. What are they going to do up there that has made it better for us down here? When criticized, the women doubled down, with Gayle King suggesting that critics were sexist for questioning their achievement. This only fueled further mockery about their perceived narcissism and lack of self-awareness. Beyond the specific controversy surrounding this mission, The incident has reignited debates about billionaire space tourism. Critics argue that space travel is quickly becoming the playground for billionaires who are bored with Earth and want to show off a little. What was once about pushing boundaries of human exploration has transformed into a status symbol for the ultra-wealthy. As one commentator put it, it's no longer about pushing the boundaries of human exploration, it's about who can throw the best selfie while orbiting the Earth. Some suggested that if Blue Origin truly wanted to inspire people, they should have used a lottery system like Willy Wonka, giving ordinary people the opportunity rather than selecting celebrities and the wealthy elite. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of this controversy is the massive disconnect between how the participants viewed their journey and how the public perceived it. The women genuinely seemed to believe they had accomplished something revolutionary, describing the experience in lofty terms like quiet but also really alive, and suggesting they had learned profound lessons. Meanwhile, viewers saw what appeared to be a vanity project. Wealthy, privileged individuals taking a very expensive joyride while framing it as a breakthrough for womankind. As one critic harshly summarized, what they were expecting was for us to admire the fact that they were rich enough and famous enough to have been granted this utterly vacuous experience from which they learned absolutely nothing. The controversy ultimately raises important questions about genuine inspiration versus PR stunts, about who gets to access space, and about what constitutes meaningful exploration versus tourism. While Katy Perry, Gayle King, and their fellow passengers may have genuinely believed they were making history, the public reaction suggests a very different story. One where celebrities remain disconnected from how their actions are perceived in an increasingly skeptical world. Maybe next time, instead of claiming to break barriers, they should just admit they had a really cool and extremely exclusive experience. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with taking a space joyride if you can afford it. Just don't expect the rest of us, struggling to afford groceries, to see you as Neil Armstrong.